Catnip and silver vine have been known as cat attractant plants. The first appearance of the silver vine response in literature in Japan dates back to more than 300 years ago. But how does this work? What is the biological significance of the responsive behavior? A research group challenged to answer these questions and found that the behavior had more practical reasons than getting euphoria. The research group first identified the active ingredient of silver vine. They isolated substances from extract of silver vine leaves and administered each of them to cats to examine the response. The bioactive fraction was analyzed by gas chromatography. Their chemical analysis identified nepetalactol in the bioactive fraction. They applied nepetalactol to filter papers and tested with cats. Cats displayed the typical face rubbing and rolling response to nepetalactol. They also tested nepetalactol with larger non-domestic cats, such as a Amur leopard. Large felids showed a similar reaction. They found that nepetalactol is responsible for the typical feline reaction to silver vine. The second important finding is the neuronal mechanism of the response by cats.
We found that nepetalactol activates the mu opioid system, which is a nervous system associated with the euphoric effect in humans. However, we believe that the response has an important adaptive function rather than only for getting euphoria, because the response has been conserved in most felids over 10 million years.
On the basis of some reports that nepetalactol, the feline attractant in catnip, has mosquito-repellent activity, we thought that the response allows cats to transfer plant nepetalactol or nepetalactone on their fur for protection against mosquitoes. This led to a strong hypothesis when we found the mosquito-repellent activity of nepetalactol.
To examine whether cats purposefully transfer nepetalactol, they placed paper filters with nepetalactol on the cage walls and ceiling. Cats rubbed their faces and heads on the nepetalactol paper, regardless of the place of the paper. When the cats rubbed against the nepetalactol paper, the substance was transferred to their faces and heads, indicating that the most important function of rubbing behavior is to apply nepetalactol to feline fur. Finally, they tested the mosquito repellent property of nepetalactol on cats. The mosquitoes landed less on cats applied with nepetalactol than the control cats. In a more natural setting, mosquitoes avoided the cats that responded to silver vine leaves compared to non-responsive cats. From these results, the research group conclude that the cat's reaction to silver vine is chemical defense against mosquitoes and perhaps against viruses and parasitic insects.